Hi there, God girl. I heard a story recently and it kind of got me thinking. It's quite a heartbreaking story, but I think it happens so often. There was a friend of mine who had been injured and was paid out by a road accident fund. He got 3 million. He has two children from two different women, but he's been with the mother of his second child for many years. And she's worked very hard and he wasn't working. And when he got paid out the money, you'd think that, he'd create a better life for her and even marry her. But that's not the case. My husband, who told me the story, ended it with saying, sadly, he blew the entire 3 million on drugs. And the story got me thinking, we can hear stories like this and just let it pass by and have that feeling in the moment. But I think the beauty of the word catharsis means that when we hear or see other people experience something negative, we should take from that and learn the lesson. What is the lesson? And it had me thinking about this journey that we go through as business people and as people who are trying to acquire wealth. Many times we get so frustrated and so angry because the wealth is not coming our way at our pace, and we feel like God is being unfair to us because we see so many other people around us that are prospering so much faster. But it got me thinking the fact that God is not going to put a big amount of blessing, a big amount of wealth, a big amount of money into your hands until He knows that you are ready to sustain it, that you are ready to hold it and be able to even build on it. He doesn't want that wealth to destroy you. I've heard many times that money is not the root of all evil. We know that the Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil, but many times the money itself is going to emphasize or exemplify the type of people that we are. So if we are generous, when we get money, we become more generous. If we are greedy, when we get money, we become more greedy. And I think many times with God, there's these areas in our lives that have not been surrendered to Him as yet. And even though His desire is to bless us, His desire is for us to live a life of abundance, He knows until we get rid of these areas of negativity in our lives, we would not be able to hold on to that wealth. My encouragement to you, from me hearing this story and being so distraught and feeling really just that it's unbelievable, is that don't get upset with your process. Don't get upset with your journey. If you think about a butterfly, it's not born a butterfly. It's born a caterpillar. And it has to go through this period of metamorphosis where, yes, it's going to have to crawl on its belly for a period of time and live on the floor and live on branches and leaves and many times be unnoticed. But it even goes through a darker period where it becomes crystallized and it's in a cocoon and everyone forgets about it. But when it emerges from this period, we see this beautiful butterfly, and for me the butterfly is my most favorite creature, just because of this journey that it's able to go through. And it reminds me personally that even when I'm in my darkest moments, it doesn't mean that God is not working. It does not mean that God is not putting something together in the midst of my process. And the person we can relate to who went through this, many people in the Bible, but the person that we can relate to the most is Joseph. When he started off with a dream. Yes, God gave him a dream. God showed him there was a foreshadowing of a future of abundance and of prosperity. But he went through a whole process first. And so he started in the pit. And then he was in the prison, and then he was in Potiphar's house, and then back in prison. But once he came out of there, when Pharaoh had brought him out from prison, and it was many years later, we then see that all of those years got him ready to be able to sustain the prosperity and sustain the wealth that God had already foreshadowed when he was a young boy. I hope that you're blessed, I hope that you remember that in the midst of your hard work and your consistency and the drudgery of each day that you have to put in the work, that you remember that yes, you may be a caterpillar, or yes, you may be in a cocoon, but soon you will emerge as a beautiful butterfly. I want you to thank God and be grateful that he's taking you through this process, because he's allowing you to be ready to sustain that wealth and to be able to be blessed, to be a blessing to others. Thank you for listening. Be blessed.